By sending useful data back to Earth, we can supposedly measure the universe, even if we have no idea what it is. Voyager 1, the famous NASA spacecraft that launched more than 45 years ago, has now given a signal that has shocked the scientific community. Voyager 1 found something so remarkable that it changed its mission path and is now heading back to Earth, more than 14 billion miles away. Come with us on this cosmic journey. Voyager 1 made a shocking discovery 7 minutes ago as it headed back to Earth. But what exactly could this discovery be? Could it be a cosmic anomaly, a sign of alien life, or something even more incredible? We explore these surprising findings in this compelling study. Did Voyager 1 just make a catastrophic discovery that caused it to suddenly return to Earth? We dive into the history of the twin Voyager probes, two of the most spectacular launches of all time. They might never have left Earth if some cosmic events hadn't happened. In this case, the four largest planets in our solar system were aligned stars. Those planets slowly aligned about 60 years ago, a phenomenon last seen in the early 19th century under Thomas Jefferson. At first, this unusual planetary alignment was ignored. In 1965, California Institute of Technology aeronautical doctoral student Gary Flandreau first realized its importance at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. In the early days of space exploration, Flanders worked part-time and was tasked with figuring out the most cost-effective way to send a space probe to Jupiter or further afield to Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune. He carefully mapped the orbits of these massive planets with a simple pencil and discovered something amazing. All four major planets would be ready to be visited by a single mission in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Thanks to this alignment, the spacecraft can guide itself to the next planet, reducing travel time by taking advantage of the gravitational pull of each planet. According to Flanders' calculations, that alignment would reduce the 30-year journey from Earth to Neptune to just 12 years. However, there was a caveat. This planetary alignment only happens once every 176 years. To take advantage of this unique opportunity, the spacecraft would have to be launched in the mid-1970s. NASA created two spacecraft to accomplish the mission and took advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched with an amazing mission to explore the outer planets of our solar system. The launch of the twin Voyager probes on September 5, 1977 was quite amazing because of the alignment of the planets and the forward-looking calculations of Gary Flandreau. Voyager 1 was launched into orbit at Cape Canaveral, Florida by the powerful Titan Centaur rocket on August 20, 1977. Just 15 days after the launch of Voyager 2, Voyager 1 joined the space journey, making a shorter trip. On the way to the vast universe, their main goal was to study the giant gas giants of our solar system, such as Jupiter and Saturn, and all their moons. However, these brave space travelers exceeded all expectations. They traveled farther and longer than any other spacecraft in history, pushing the envelope of scientific research. During their incredible journey, they broke several records. They have traveled farther than any human race ever has, even into a completely unknown region of our galaxy, interstellar space. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, the pioneering spacecraft, are now more than 12 billion miles from Earth. The amazing discoveries they made there amazed scientists despite the great distance. Recently, they released an unexpected discovery that surprised everyone. More than 40 years ago, Voyager's twin probes realized some pretty incredible things. Scientists were surprised by the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. These moons, once thought to be barren and blemished like ours, were instead centers of activity. In 1986, Voyager 2 made history by being the first of the twins to swing by Uranus. 3 years later, it achieved a feat that no previous spacecraft could match. It surpassed Neptune in speed. NASA used an ingenious tactic to ensure the spacecraft continued to operate as they continued their amazing journey. To save energy, they turned off non-essential parts such as heaters and spare parts. The plan is to keep the spacecraft in good working order until at least 2025. There are mixed feelings for the dedicated scientists and engineers who have been part of this incredible journey since its inception. Their persistence paid off, because just when they thought Voyager's missions were over, an incredible discovery was made in deep space. Voyager 1 data transmission and discovery began 4 decades ago at the beginning of their amazing journey. The Voyager spacecraft stunned scientists by giving them the first close-up views of the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. These moons turned out to be colorful planets, unlike what scientists originally thought would be dull and spread out like our own moon. Only 546 days after launch, in March 1979, Voyager 1 reached Jupiter. In July of the same year, Voyager 2, traveling on a slightly different route, reached Saturn. The VidCon cameras on both spacecraft used filters to capture full-color images. It is interesting to note that although they rotate in space more than 15 times slower than the hour clock, they must have been quite stable. This ensured that the images they took were sharp and clear. During the journey, the passengers took more than 33,000 images of Jupiter and its moons, each revealing new and exciting information. For example, one of Jupiter's 53 known moons, Europa, was found to contain about 60 miles or more of cracks in its icy shell. The gravity launcher gave the spacecraft a top speed of 35,700 miles per hour as they exited the Jupiter system, a crucial step that allowed them to enter interstellar space. After reaching Saturn, the passengers split up. After flying through Titan, an orange hazy moon, and Saturn's spectacular rings and hundreds of microscopic dust particles, Voyager 1 left the plane of the planet and headed north. In 1986, Voyager 2 completed its journey, reaching Neptune and Uranus. The Voyager 2 mission to Uranus resulted in the discovery of 10 new moons and elevated the planet to world status in the ring solar system. Tragedy, however, overshadowed the achievements of Voyager 2. The Space Shuttle Challenger tragically exploded shortly after liftoff, killing all 7 crew members, including New Hampshire high school teacher Krista McAuliffe, who would become the first civilian space traveler just 4 days later. Made its closest approach to Uranus. With winds of up to 1,000 miles per hour, Voyager 2 experienced the fastest winds ever measured on a planet in our solar system as it soared nearly 2,800 miles above Neptune's stunning blue metasky. Neptune's largest moon, Triton, with a surface temperature of -235 degrees Celsius, is one of the coldest places in our cosmic neighborhood. Another amazing discovery was the moon's frozen volcanoes spewing nitrogen and tiny particles up to 5 miles into the atmosphere. After Voyager 2 captured fascinating views of Neptune and its moons, both spacecraft had to turn off their cameras and thus end their official missions. But then a member of the expedition's imaging team, astronomer Carl Sagan, entered. NASA expanded the project in hopes that the travelers would cross interstellar space. Although the Grand Tour was officially over, the spacecraft was renamed the Voyager Interstellar Mission and was to continue its journey into space. In 1990, Sagan convinced NASA to allow Voyager 1 to take the final images on Valentine's Day. After pointing the camera at the inner solar system, the spacecraft took 60 final images. One of these images, which Carl Sagan is said to have called the pale blue dot, showed Earth from an incredible 3.8 billion miles away. In the image, the Earth appears as a barely visible small, in the black space, illuminated by sunlight reflected by the optics of the camera.
It's amazing to see how different and fascinating all the planets and moons in our solar system are, even the most distant ones. We learned so much from them. Voyager 1 traveled outside the heliosphere in August 2012. Voyager 1 broke through the outer heliosphere, a large region of charged particles released from the Sun, marking an amazing milestone. The following year, a study was published in the journal Science detailing Voyager 1's amazing discovery, making this incredible feat public. The spacecraft's plasma wave instrument observed a powerful solar flare from April 9 to May 22, 2013. Electrons near Voyager 1 oscillated as a result of this event, indicating that the spacecraft entered a region of higher particle density than the interior of the heliosphere. The fact that interstellar space has a higher electron density than near the Sun may seem unexpected at first glance. After examining data from Voyager 1, scientists determined that the official departure date was August 25, 2012. This conclusion was supported not only by electron oscillations, but also by observations of charged solar particles collected by the spacecraft on that important day. The Voyager crew was very proud and happy to hear this news. Project manager Suzanne Dodd conveyed the team's enthusiasm, saying, "We are excited to continue Voyager and see it reach a milestone in interstellar space." The achievement led to new discoveries in our understanding of the cosmos. Ed Stone, who has been a key figure in the Voyager mission since its inception, said, "Voyager has led us to new discoveries, giving us the first picture of this new region. Expanding our scientific understanding of the nature of energy and radiation in space, scientists are gaining new information from Voyager's ongoing mission to better simulate how our solar system interacts with the rest of the galaxy." In November 2018, Voyager 2 also entered interstellar space, exploring the unexplored regions behind the solar shield that protects us from cosmic rays. The truly amazing news, however, comes from Voyager 1, the most distant man-made object in orbit. NASA's Voyager 1 probe has been sending vital data back to Earth for an amazing 46 years. Although its primary mission has long since ended, the probe continues to operate despite traveling a record 14.7 billion miles. But that's when it gets really interesting. Voyager 1 has just made an incredible discovery that has baffled and deeply disturbed. Something remarkable happened during Voyager 1's spaceflight. He began sending information back to NASA about irregularities in both the data he received and the process. The signals contained information about a mysterious phenomenon that defied explanation. The anomaly seemed to indicate the presence of a large, as yet undiscovered object that exerted a strong gravitational pull, warping the spacecraft's trajectory. The scientific community was completely shocked by this discovery. This discovery has led to many assumptions and theories. Is it a black hole, a renegade planet, or something else? If proven, the implications are staggering. This newly discovered object could challenge our basic understanding of the universe. NASA formed a scientific emergency team to investigate the matter in more detail. They will use every resource at their disposal to study the data and may even redirect Voyager 1 to gather more information. Voyager 1's journey took an unexpected turn, but it was also a reminder of the endless mysteries beyond Earth and the unwavering spirit of exploration that drives humans to seek answers in the depths of space. Voyager's continuous mission, powered by 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, is expected to last between 4 and 12 years. Voyager 1 amazingly exceeded expectations, fulfilling its mission for an amazing 45 years. The heat generated by the radioactive decay of plutonium-238 produces radioisotope thermoelectric generators which, unlike solar panels, produce electricity. NASA predicts that by 2025, the Voyager spacecraft may not be able to generate enough power to power its equipment and send data back to Earth, despite its amazing endurance. Something remarkable happened when the massive antennas of NASA's Deep Space Network were used for routine communications with Voyager 1. The spacecraft had been transmitting data continuously for more than 40 years, when NASA's computers on Earth began receiving a strange signal that made everyone nervous. For the first time in its entire journey, Voyager 1 suddenly stopped and made a complete 180-degree turn. Scientists and engineers were shocked and alarmed by this unexpected move. They were confused and did not know why the spaceship was behaving so unusually. Voyager 1 initially failed to meet NASA guidelines, but later returned accurate data that shocked and alarmed experts. According to reports, the trajectory of Voyager 1 was disturbed by a large, as yet unknown object exerting an enormous gravitational force. Now the race is on to discover the nature of this object and how it relates to our understanding of the cosmos.